They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. For a lot of people, the MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Here we go! What? 90! What? 90! Hut! Flex round! Flex round!
Now a handoff. This is Charles. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
There we go, D. That's the way to hit.
They're going to look to throw. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
What? 90! Flex round! Flex round!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Going up top. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Calvin Ridley with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. He goes full extension, and he's got it. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Here we go. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney. Barney. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a first carry from Melvin Gordon. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Now let's go. 319. 319. Detroit. Detroit.
To throw, Mayfield. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to make it 4th down. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. In on the stop, it was Travarius Moore.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Let's go, let's go.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And nothing but daylight ahead. 30, past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. 87 yards. And the Browns were able to strike quickly for 6. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And it's now 14-0. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
No, check, Patriot, Patriot. Here we go now. Green, 30.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Now a second down throw for Mayfield. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
They completed the screen, but one of the things you worry about is can the quarterback get rid of the ball before he's actually tackled? So your offensive linemen have to hold up the rushers a little bit because you want to make sure you keep your guy's jersey clean throughout the game.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48-yard line. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
A first down throw for Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Mayfield now. And incomplete on the deep ball. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Blue 90. Detroit! 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 Detroit!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. Well, they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
They begin the drive with Charles. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38! Check. Check out, bro. Hot! Hot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Adam Gotsis, the big Aussie, in on the tackle.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! Grand 38! Grand 38! Hut! Hut!
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Come on, let's go! What? 90! What? 90! Ohio! Ohio!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Now a handoff looking right. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. C.J. Mosley in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
Let's go! What? 90! What? 90!
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal.
Flex round! Flex round!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Calvin Ridley with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 21-0. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. A nice move gets him a few extra. Down just shy of his 20. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. Two minutes to play here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On third down, Mayfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It's taken to the 26. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. White 90. White 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Flex round. Flex round.
They'll set up to throw. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Andrews. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And into the red zone now. And, Charles, they told us offense in the red zone was a focus this week in practice.
A huge priority, and the key was to get points, so you know that all the time during the week they talked about executing, taking care of the football, no big mistakes, make sure they put points on the board and come out of it with that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Zane Gonzalez now to try the Browns field goal. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Now the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Mayfield on 1st down. It fights him off. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Lucky 56.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Flush to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Melvin Ingram, and they will take over at the 29-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Look at this spin. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They will run again with Coleman. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. And what is going on here? I've got 3rd down. Screen shows 3rd down, but they've got the punt team out there. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear
by the time we have to
leave the booth.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And able to find a little space. He gets this up over the 15 to the 16. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Ohio! Ohio!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Browns on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Set. Blue 90.
And Mayfield just getting the play off. Taking a shot for Samuel. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. In for the score. And the Ravens capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Browns getting set to go. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
They'll go option to the short side. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw here. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed if there's contact coming from both sides, No flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now here come the Ravens. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor, and they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Mayfield. He's going to wind up and air it out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit. Detroit.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 44. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. You start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. This is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Mayfield now on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Mayfield. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His 25th touchdown. Tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Browns are pouring it on. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that will extend this big lead. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
And they take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they'll indeed take a knee. Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating. and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Ah, yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from their first one and blew out the Seahawks.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. The Browns on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 6.
Ohio!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 30. Pushing his way through. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
He lost 6 there on the first down play. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Cleveland, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they will try to turn it around next week as they head down to Carson for a matchup with the LA Chargers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL